men are so penis centric. You know what I mean? I mean, the penis is like the law. It's the big deal, right? It's the big kahuna, yeah, hopefully. So it's the part of the body that most gay men are most attracted to, generally speaking, is the penis. That's not to say not to say anything for the ass, which is amazing. I love ass. I'm definitely an ass man. Or the chest, or arms, or face. Of course, all those other things that are important as well. But hold on. I'm not sure. Uh-oh. Hello? I think I'm still coming through. Hold on. I think my headphones are messing up. I can't hear myself. Anyway, so it's not to say that other parts of the body aren't just as important to different people, but, if you're a gay guy, pretty much, penis is important. So if you have a tiny one, I think it's got to be bad, especially if you're a top. I mean, if you're a top guy and you have a penis that's like under 4 inches hard, that's going to be bad. And I will tell you from experience, I'm versatile. Depends on the guy I was with. If I was a top or a bottom when I was dating and stuff, it depended on the chemistry. If I was some guys I wanted to just fuck the shit out of, and some guys I wanted to fuck the shit out of me. So I just depended on the guy, right? But if you're a top, and you have a tiny penis, that's bad. And one, because it doesn't really turn most guys on to see a tiny penis, but also because as a recipient of that, in my experience, tiny penises hurt. I mean, I've never had a penis on a guy that was that small, but I mean, a small penis and really thin, like a pencil or something, it just hurts like somebody stabbing you. It's not good. So girth is important, and length a little bit as well. So I can imagine it's gonna be hard for someone who's got a tiny penis. And anyway, this guy talked all about his life having a tiny penis, and how it's affected his life, and how some guys get into it and whatever. So some guys apparently like it who have a fetish for it or something, but he said most of the time he was a bottom, obviously. So if you're a bottom, I guess it doesn't really matter. But even, bottoms I've been with in the past that, had big penises, that's still a turn on. It was nice to have something to hold on to, So it was nice. So I definitely am a bit of a size queen. I'm not like a size queen like it's a deal breaker. It's just like when there is a big penis involved in the guy I'm with, it's always a nice thing. It's a nice plus, but a tiny penis would definitely be a deal breaker for me personally. Sorry. I just need a big dick. There's actually, it reminds me of a scene in Sex and the City where Samantha was at her therapist's office with her boyfriend at the time who had a tiny penis. He had a really small penis. She said it was like a gherkin. You know what a gherkin is, right? It's like a tiny, tiny pickle. Anyway. And she said, so he leaves and he gets pissed off, and she explains to him in therapy that he has a tiny penis, she needs a big dick. And she leaves, she says to the therapist, who's a female, she's like, I'm sorry, I just need a big dick. She's like, I heard that. So anyway, that just reminded me of that. Is it funny your mind works like that? Or is it just my mind that works like that? Like, I have the weirdest mind, the way my mind works. Like, I will have a thought and I'll be talking, and all of a sudden a scene from a movie or a scene from a TV show or a song lyric or something will just pop in my head. It's really bizarre. I don't know if I'm the only one, but that's how my mind works sometimes. Anyway, but yeah, so this guy has a tiny penis and I feel sorry for him, but there is an actual procedure that they can make your penis bigger, and they can actually take fat from your butt or your love handles or whatever and inject it into the side to make it thicker, and then they can actually make it longer by something. I can't. They put these tubes in. Can you imagine? I would not. I'm sorry. I would just have a small penis if that were the case for me, which it's not. But if it were the case for me, I would just live with it, because they have to actually slice open your penis, and they stick in these two tubes into your penis and then push your penis forward and out. And can you imagine? I just can't imagine. I mean, I don't want anybody to cut my penis. That's just not a good thing. I'm sure none of you do either. But anyway, good news is that Looking, the show Looking, which was on HBO last year, the first season premiered last year, is coming back for a second season in January. Now, I like this show. I talked about this show last season when it came on and premiered. I discussed it and talked about the characters and what was going on in the show last year as it happened. And I really enjoyed the show. It's not Queer as Folk, and I don't think there'll ever be another Queer as Folk, because Queer as Folk was just the penultimate of all gay TV shows, in my opinion. It was just the best, most well written, well shot, dramedy or whatever that was ever in existence for gays. But Looking is more, it's 30 minutes and it's more, I don't know, it's sort of like Queer as Folk, I guess, because it has an ensemble of characters. But it's, I don't know, it's different. It's just different. It got a different feeling to it, and it's just different. But definitely check it out. It's a good show. If you haven't seen it already, be sure to get a HBO Go if you have HBO. If you have an Apple TV or other thing that will let you watch HBO Go, like Chromecast or whatever, you can use that and watch all the episodes for free on HBO Go if you have HBO subscription. If not, I think you can watch it on Netflix or something, maybe. I'm not sure. But if not, be sure and check it out because it's a good show before the season starts in January. And speaking of good shows, I just finished watching tonight the last episode of the fifth season of Downton Abbey. If you've been listening to my show, I've been watching it through England. I've been watching it from here, from home, but live online from ITV in England using an IP address changer thing. So it looks like to the website that I'm in England, but I'm actually here in America, because you can only watch it if you're in England for free, and you can watch it online now, because it doesn't actually premiere in America until January. So I've been watching that, and it's been really, really good. I love it. And unfortunately, it's coming back for a sixth season next year, which is awesome because I love Liv Moon's Maggie Smith and James Collier. So it's a really good show. But just so you know, no spoilers, but the good thing is it's still very dramatic and a lot of twists and turns. And so it'll be good if you like the show as well as I do. And what is it about gay guys and liking period dramas, I wonder? I think almost every gay guy I know, well, not every gay guy, but a lot of us like period dramas. Like, I know when I was like 17, 18, 19, Merchant Ivory films were really big, like in the early 90s. And I just dated this guy. His name was David, and he loved Merchant Ivory films. And the first one I ever saw was Howard's End, and it's all very Edwardian dramas. Dramas from like the early 1900s, and also early 1900s in England. Which sounds really boring to some people, I'm sure. But if you like Downton Abbey, you probably would like Merchant Ivory films. But Howard's End was the first one I saw. And I remember I was 17 years old and I was dating this guy who was 19. And he took me to this movie, which was Howard's End, at the Inwood Theater here in Dallas, which is kind of an independent theater, or is an independent theater. And they showed like movies like that at the time. And we went, and I was watching it, and I kept falling asleep. I was so fucking bored. I just wasn't mature enough to get it then. My mind was not like interested or anything in that show. So I just kept falling asleep, and he's like, "Oh my God, did you see that?" I was like, "Oh my God, yeah." I was like trying to stay awake the whole time. But anyway, as I got older, I began to appreciate them more. And, actually when I was in high school, I read the book Maurice, which is about a gay guy in Edwardian times. And I wrote a paper on it in high school. So I read that and I watched that film. I did like that one. But my point is as you get older, you start to see things through different eyes. Like, I've gone back and watched a lot of movies and TV shows that I saw or liked or loved as a teenager or as an early 20s kind of guy. And I see them completely different now than I did then. Like, for example, when I was a kid, I was, if you've heard my show before, you should know that I was obsessed with the show Moonlighting with Bruce Willis and Sybil Shepherd in the 80s. Obsessed. Okay. I was like 11 years old when it started, and I was obsessed with the show. I recorded every show on videotape. I knew every line of every show. I loved Maddie Hayes. I loved David Addison. I loved their whole romantic, dramedy or whatever. It was fantastic. But anyway, so I saw it, through certain eyes as a young teenager and a teenager, preteen and teenager. And then, of course, I watched it every year, the whole season, the past few years, the whole series, the past few years in a row. And now that I'm older, I definitely see it through different eyes. Like, when I was little, I thought Maddie Hayes was such a bitch, but I still loved her because she was elegant and, and glamorous, and I liked her, but I could see she was still emotionally vulnerable. So I got her, but I thought she was like always just like down on David and always trying to, squash his spirit. But as I got older, I realized, wow, she's trying to run a business. This guy this guy's limboing in the lobby of the reception area of their business, and she's trying to keep the doors open, and he's like, calling phone sex lines and stuff. And so now I kind of get it, because especially since I own a business, and if I can imagine if my employees did that or whatever, I'd go, that would be hilarious. It wouldn't be hilarious. I'd be fucking pissed like she was. But anyway, it's my point is, as you get older, you start to see those things through different eyes, and I certainly have. But I've gone back and watched a lot of movies and stuff that I see completely differently. Of course, I can't think of them right now, but I realized lately that I see them completely differently than I did when I was older. I mean, younger. So if you have something you used to watch and to love or whatever like that, go back and watch it now, 10, 20 years later. And if you're old enough to, anyway, if you're that old, and see how it changes you, or how you feel about it now compared to how you did when you were younger, because it really does. There is a big difference. I don't know if you also heard about Andy Dick. He just was driving. He was riding on his not motorcycle, his bicycle, and was in West Hollywood or something. And he actually he said, "Oh, I like that necklace you're wearing," and ripped it off some guy's face or whatever, or his shoulder or something, and took it from him or whatever, and ran off with it. And so the guy called the police and had him arrested. And now he has $25,000 bail. That man is fucked up, though. I mean, that guy is really just. I kind of feel sorry for him, because he really has issues. He's had issues for a long time with drugs and alcohol, but he's just kind of an asshole anyway. And I don't think he's all that funny either. So be gone. That's all I got to say about him. What else do I want to talk about? I'm trying to think of something else I wanted to talk about tonight. Oh, Friday, I came into my home office, and my screen wouldn't come on my monitor. And I have had a 30-inch cinema display, Apple cinema display, that I got in like 2006 or something, or 2005, or I think 2006 or 2007. It was like 7 years old, or 6 or 7 years old. Anyway, and apparently it just went out. It completely went out. And so I was so fucking pissed. And so I had to go get another monitor and do that. So now I have a 4K monitor. It's a Samsung, what is it called? I was trying to find the model number on the box. It's UHD Samsung. I can't see the model number from here, but anyway, 50 something. But anyway, I got it at Best Buy, and it's great. I love it. It's really, really crystal clear. So like all the text is really clear, and the pictures are really clear. It's a really nice monitor. And the previous monitor I had, which was a really nice monitor as well, the maximum resolution was like 2600 or something by something, and this one's like 3800 by 1900 or something. So it's really, really high res. I love it. It does make a difference, especially if you're working on like photography, or if you work with CAD like I do a lot, or text or something, or like InDesign or something like that. It really does. It really is a big difference. So if you can afford to do it, this monitor was I think $600, so six something. And then you have to get a cord for it. If you have a Mac, by the way, be sure that you get the right cord for your monitor. The guy gave me a cord, but it was the wrong cord, so I had to go order one from Amazon.com. By the way, I ordered it overnight. Oh no, same day delivery. And if you didn't know, Amazon does offer same day delivery. Yeah. So if you order it, say if I ordered something right now Monday at 1:50 a.m. here in Dallas, and I ordered it right now, it would be here today, sometime today. I mean, that's how fast you can get something from Amazon.com. It's only $5.99 for one day delivery, or same day delivery. I'm sorry. So it's pretty cool. And I'm a Prime member of Amazon.com. And that totally pays off, especially as much as I buy on Amazon. You get free shipping, and you get like really cheap overnight shipping if you want it, and so forth. So it's really worth it. So if you're a member of Amazon.com, it pays to be a Prime member. But anyway, you can get something the same day. Not everything's available same day, but a lot of things are. Most things are, I'd say, even venture to say. But if you buy a lot of stuff online, definitely check it out. I was thinking online too. Online also, there's this wonderful site I've been part of for a long time called touchofmodern.com. And it's a really cool site. I bought a lot of shit there. And Touch of Modern is like all kind of well, it's just like modern stuff, like modern clothing, modern gadgetry, you know, like tech gadgets or whatever, just stuff that you wouldn't necessarily think you wanted until you see it, you know, sort of like sharper imagery, that kind of thing.